don't need to be a genius to tell you that that's just a bug. Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is CCTV. You're watching You Don't Scare Me. Today we are going to be delving into the rich collection of the most recent top r/ghost videos and debunking every single one of them, because let's be real here, I don't think I have seen a single credible video on Reddit so far. Anyway, without further ado, let's get into it. Huh, well that's kind of curious. There's a hand banging on the window, but then when he goes in the room, there's nobody there. I'm not sure I can explain this, but you know who can? Resident expert, Ziggy Wartooth. Ziggy, I need you to tell me where the cut is. Is it here? It's there. There's a cut there. You're going to stay here now. You're not going to stay there now. She's gone. Where's the cut this time? Where's the cut this time? Ooh. Yeah, my desk is kind of a mess. Don't don't look at that. Yeah, so anyway, the cut. Where's the cut? The cut's here. Sorry, it's over here. Actually, right here. When he backs up, that's where the cut is. I should clean my desk.
Niño.
That one's a bit of a head scratcher, and I can't ask the cat because she left. So why don't we ask America? Just kidding, the cut's right here. You can see it, it's pretty obvious. I mean, it's obvious to me. Maybe not to you. Maybe none of this is obvious to you. Why don't we look at this in DaVinci? All right, now that we're here, let's take a look at this. So, one thing we can point out right now is as we go forward, you can see frame by frame, it seems pretty smooth until it's not. Now, let's back this up a little bit. Let's explain this a little bit closer, okay? So when you're recording, there's a certain frame rate, okay? So let's say it's 60 frames per second, so that every second of film, there are 60 frames. So you get something that's kind of smooth. So if you back it up here, you can see frame by frame. He's probably recording at about, I don't know, maybe 30 frames per second. So 1 second of footage, frame, 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 frame. Looking pretty good so far. Frame, frame. We can still see the kid. Yeah, he's a little bit in there. You can kind of see the curtains moved back a little bit, but then when you get to about here, here, there it is. What happened? It went from 30 frames per second to missing like 4. And I know, 4 frames doesn't seem very much to you, but to the keen-eyed or the eagle-eyed, it's a lot. Especially considering this guy's making a ghost video. And we're led to believe that this ghost has disappeared in between cuts. I mean, transitions from when he's transitioning from the outside of the room to the inside. But in actuality, yeah, there's a pretty blatant cut right here. It's so easy to see, where it just pops and it's missing a few. Probably what happened here was that he was doing a continuous recording as he was going into the room, and all he did was say, you know, get to this particular position and then say, either he stopped the video and started the video again after his son had moved and then just tried to hold as still as humanly possible, which, mind you, is very difficult to hold completely still. So that's why we're missing a couple frames here. He's actually like shifted a little bit before he started his second recording. So he got to this point, he told his kid to vamos, and then he just cut and blended it together. Now, this might not have been so easy to solve if he had used DaVinci's Smooth Cut. Not a sponsor, but it would have probably came out a lot better than that. Someone is smoking outside and I can taste it in my nose. Gross. Anyway, let's check out the second clip. Took the liberty of brightening this one up a little bit so you can get a better idea of what I'm talking about. So here we can see his hand, okay? As we move forward, this is kind of the opposite in this case. He pauses a little too long on this one. You can still see the fingertip here, and then the fingertip closes. And you see how there's like an actual shift in the video here. There's actually a couple frames where he's like standing still. There's even some distortion on the frame up here. This could be a couple of things. The first thing I would think is maybe he's run a composite over top of the front here so that he can mask the fact that he's slipped in an extra frame here. But he almost seems to like pause the video and then line up the original shot. You can see right here where that cut is. Yeah, pretty obvious. Now for this last clip, this is where the cut is right here. He's masked the cut in the blur here, but you can kind of see the chromatic. You can kind of see like two objects in every zone here. Everything's getting doubled up, which suggests to me that there's two videos overlaid on top of each other, and then he's tried to smooth out the transition between the two so that it appears as though it's like one continuous video. And like there is a second perspective shift a little bit further ahead. It's right about, yeah, it's right about here, where it almost seems like a different video again. So maybe he didn't get the cut just right, and he's added a second one. I don't know, but there's definitely a cut in between those two scenes. Anyway, that's the end of that, guys. So let's check out the next one. If you didn't hear that, you're welcome. My speakers were on full blast for that. It scared the crap out of me. Anyways, I think I know what's going on here. It looks like she's got a top-loading washing machine, probably like one of those Samsung ones. But what's ended up happening here is that her load is unbalanced. And it could be two things. The first thing is her load was unbalanced, and the centrifugal force of it rotating around, it crooked itself, and then all that centrifugal force twisted the machine. It does happen, trust me. The second thing is that the bearing gave out and collapsed the internal drum's spinning mechanism, causing all of that twisting and that inertial force of it spinning, I'm going to call it centrifugal force again, to be translated to whatever object it hit or impacted. And in this case, a very, very, very light aluminum body, because they're very light. And especially when you have like say 300-400 pounds of torque or something, I don't know, whipping into the side of that thing, and no wonder it went pirouetting across the friggin' room. It's not a ghost. It's just an unfortunate circumstance where this lady's washing machine decided it wanted to be a breakdancer instead of washing laundry. What freaking EVP is this guy talking about? This is a TV on in the background. It's pretty friggin' obvious. What? Stop wasting our time, man. It is way too early in the video for me to be crashing out, but come on, man. The light changed in your background. Your camera detected that as motion because it was different than the previous frame it was looking at. The little shadow that came over is just compression while the camera tries to figure out what it's observing now versus what it was observing before. It's not a ghost, okay? Now, I'm going to take a couple of deep breaths and we're going to continue, okay? Okay, so an extra shadow passes over the hallway. Probably because there's someone else in your house. You paused the video at the end there because you didn't want anybody to know he was there. And you're painting this as a ghost? Come on.
You're just sat there on your phone, while the light is going for gold.
I'm getting used to it now.
The two of them are going
I
mind.
told you about the picture today, didn't I?
Yeah, you rang me.
Yeah, but it's you it is. No, because I'm not being funny. Me and John were sat here. That dog picture come off there, but yet it's behind the telephone. There's no way that can come flying off there on its own. Like, no windows open. And it come flying off its own. And then you messaged me straight after it happened. I need cameras in here.
Yeah, you do. Look at that, though. Look at that. On the ceiling. Right in front of me.
Oh, look at the door, Em.
The door. Look at that. The door's never done that, ever. Wow. Oh my God.
What was that? Was Jamie? Yeah.
What? That was us. We shut the door, love. Alright? Yeah, we shut it.
Mine's shut as well, though.
Your door's shut by itself. Yeah, bathroom window's open.
It's not.
It is. The bathroom window's open. It's just the wind.
No.
Shh. She's done right now.
She told me not to be close to it.
Have it. Don't blame me.
And it happens when you're here. What's it?
Well, it didn't happen when I was here earlier. I was in work.
It was you just text me just after that picture come flying.
So you think I can do it from texting?
Do you know when?
Am I special?
Yeah.
All right,
You're
let's
just
talk
sat
about this.
there on your
We
phone.
see the lights sort of moving
while
back
the
and forth
light
all
is
freaky
going for
deaky like, and
gold.
then the door closes on its
I
own.
know.
And you're thinking to yourself, I know exactly what this
The
is.
two of them are going
This is a
mind.
poltergeist.
Picture today, tonight.
Yeah,
It's
you rang me.
it's actually
Yeah, but
probably
you-
just an
It's
earthquake.
you, it is.
And well, hold up
You know,
before you start
because
chiming
I'm
off
not
in the
being funny.
comments.
Me
I
and John
know,
were sat
actually,
here.
maybe
That
chime off in the
dog
comments.
picture come
Tell me
off
I'm wrong.
there, but yet
That's
it's
called
behind the
interaction.
telephone. There's no
However,
way
it
that can
is
come flying off there on
possible
its
that
own.
that is
Like,
just an
no windows
earthquake.
open.
And I'm going to explain to you why.
And it come flying
We
off its own,
are
and
not
then you messaged
fixed
me
to the
straight
ground.
after it happened.
We float above the
I
ground,
need cameras in you.
technically,
Yeah, you
as
do.
we
Look
walk
at that,
around
though.
because we're
Look
not
at that.
attached to the ground. So for
On the
us,
ceiling.
we're just sitting on
Right
top
in
of
front
a
of me.
chair, on top of the bed,
Oh,
and it's absorbing a
the
lot of the
door, eh?
vibrations.
The
So you don't
door,
even
the
notice
door,
when the
the
earth is
door.
shaking. But you know
Look
what
at
does
that.
notice?
The door's never
Things
done
that are
that,
attached
ever.
to the earth, like your house.
Wow.
Now, again, it might seem a little
oh
dubious
my
to you,
God.
but hear me out. She's got a chandelier,
What's that?
say a fixed light to the roof, that sways back and forth with every vibration.
Yeah.
What?
So if the house is attached to the foundation that's attached to the ground, and that ground is
That was
vibrating
us.
ever
We
so
shut
slightly,
the door, love.
that is going to translate up the walls,
Right.
up the frame, and
Yeah,
into
we
the roof.
shut it.
And that's going to
Mine's
vibrate
shut
those.
as well, though.
And the door,
Your door's shut
same
by
basic
itself.
principle. I would wager that if you go and you like sort of nudge that door, it'll close on its own 9 times out of 10. Now, that's all beside the point. We're talking about an earthquake here. We can see the chandeliers moving back and forth in the exact same motion, which is this, rotation motion that is consistent with both of the light fixtures throughout the entire film. That tells me that the entire house is shaking at the exact same rate, not just one chandelier, but the entire roof. Something falls in the background, startles her daughter. Her daughter comes out and she tries to console her by telling her, no, the door closed because the window's open. Don't worry about it. And I get that. You might not understand what's happening and you want to downplay it so that your kids don't panic. And I respect that. However, for you, the audience, be a little bit more skeptical. All right, that's going to cover it for today. I know this is a bit of a shorter video. 15 minutes isn't typically what we like to go for. We like to go for about 20 minutes, but you try dragging yourself through Reddit and finding something worth covering. And if you do, feel free to put it in the comments down below. Do my research for me. Try to find some videos. Submit them to me. Hey, if you want to email them to us, we got an email. It's in the top of the description. We also have a Discord. And we also have a merch store. And consider joining the channel. Consider subscribing. Consider hitting the like button. I don't know. I'm awesome. I think we had a good thing going here. So if you think that, hit the like button. Really show Nick that I'm better. Anyway, I know I didn't cover too many of the composite shots that I like to cover, or any of those ones where I'm just like, oh, there's obviously a cut here. I did a couple in the beginning, and just to really prove a point, okay? And I know this is going to sound really strange, but just to prove a point and to tell you, yes, there were cuts when that kid was inside of the, what do you call the ottoman, and when he was outside of the ottoman, you're like, I'm not really sure there was a cut there. I'd like you to understand something. I have been filming this particular video for over a week, and you didn't even notice. Every single time I switch to another point, that's a completely different day. There were 24 hours in between each of those 3 explanations. I'm wearing the same shirt. I made sure to put my little microphone in the same position. But genuinely speaking, my video comes out in about 2 hours. That's how easy it is to put a cut in and have nobody notice. In any case, check out this video that I made back last year, and you try to tell me where the cuts are, or where the transitions are, or, you know, how I did it. Okay. Okay, love you, bye. See ya. Okay. So the camera right now, okay? The camera right now. We're over here, and we're gonna stay over here, and we're not gonna move over there. And crazy stuff's gonna happen in the closet, even though you're not in it. I'm gonna show you how. Okay? Ready? I'm gonna go and grab Dr. Pepper. Okay? Now I leave the door open. I grab the Dr. Pepper. As soon as I got up. As soon as I got up. You see that? Once again. Empty closet. One more. Empty closet. Empty closet. Hi, me again. I just wanted to say, what a handsome young lad. Look how short his hair is. It's been a while. But anyway, you might have thought you saw the cuts, but let me just roll the raw footage. There you go, 20 minutes. Okay, bye. Now, camera's rolling. Closet's here. See what happens. And all I do is come here and I wait. Right? So the cool thing is that camera right now is all the way down there. Camera down there is recording the closet in case something happens, right? But the thing is, with a camera like this, you'll catch me on the couch, your hands here. Nobody's in the closet. Actually, hang on, let me show that. Should probably show that first. God, fucking damn it. Alright, I gotta find a better way to do this. Okay, again, here we go, hi. Kale's down there, I'm here. Look. Nobody in the camp, nobody. Not like we can afford 3 plane tickets anyway, and 3 people to stay in a hotel. Nothing. Nobody in there. Nobody in there. Okay. Yeah, full coverage. See all the way, let's see the way over here. Okay. So, again, if something happens over there, you're here. High five. Nice. You're over here, and I'm over here. The camera's down there. Recording that. So the camera right now, okay? The camera right now. We're over here, and we're gonna stay over here, and we're not gonna move over there. And crazy stuff's gonna happen in the closet, even though you're not in it. I'm gonna show you how. Okay? And I'm gonna get up. Right? And I'm gonna go and grab Dr. Pepper. You're gonna stay there. Right? But now the camera has seen me get up and walk over. Right? I'm gonna grab a Dr. Pepper. Your Dr. Pepper here. So I'm gonna bring it back. Right? So I've gotten up, the camera saw me got up, in a flash of a second, I'm gonna go and sit back down. I'm gonna get up and grab Dr. Pepper and sit back down. Right? But first, I'm gonna go over here to the closet. I'm gonna get in the closet. Right? As soon as I got up. As soon as I got up. You see that? Once again. Empty closet. A lot of noise. Empty closet. Empty closet. Dr. Pepper, which is kind of nice. It's a little weird here. Check it out. Not the point of the video. See if I can catch any more. Okay, bye.